why we do things is ultimately 10 times more important than what we do. For example, a lion or a snake, whichever. Let's just go for a snake. Let's say that you are just walking down and you're on a trail. Let's say you're just walking down a trail or walking up a trail, and a snake, you see a snake. It's pretty big. Let's say it's a python, which shouldn't be on a trail, but for the example's sake, let's just keep it there. So let's say it's a python, right? And they tend to be aggressive. But let's say it lunges at you, it attacks you. Well, you wouldn't know why it would attack you because you're just walking down. But the reason I bring up this example is the snake had it either had two motives. It was either they defended themselves because you thought you were going to attack them, or they were just doing it because they're just aggressive beings. Now, they both have a different why, but they're ultimately doing the same thing. And it's the same thing with the kingdom of the Lord, with the kingdom of God, that why we do things is 100 times more important than what we do. It says it in a great example to explain this. Is 1 Corinthians 3:11 through 13. And it says, "For no other foundation can anyone lay than that which is laid, which is Jesus Christ. Now if anyone builds on this foundation with gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, straw, each one's work will become clear, for they will declare it, because it will be revealed by fire. And the fire will test each one's work of what sort it is." So I'm just going to get to it. If you're living your Christian life as of right now, and your motive is for self, like you don't do things like I don't know, maybe you don't smoke, maybe you don't do the typical sinner lifestyle type of things, right? But the motive is because you want other people to see you as religious. You know what? Not religious. They just want you to see you as, I'm a Christian, and and I'm proud of this. Like, hey, I'm better than you because I'm not doing certain things. And now the other side of it is you're not doing these things because you love the Lord so much that it will break his heart if you kept doing these things. It's the same thing with a different motive. This is why I say it's more important why we do it than what we do. Like, we could be humble to appear humble, but in reality, inside, we're doing it to gain something. Like, let's say you're being humble for people to see you as humble, but in reality, you're just doing that in order for them to feel bad for you and give you something. But on the other hand, you're being humble because you fear the Lord, and you know that if you're not humble, he will not exalt you. He will definitely tear you down. He opposes the proud. And with everything you do, the reason I just bring this video up is to tell you that with everything you do, even in your Christian life or in your life in general, check the why. That's probably why you've been trying to learn 5 different languages or 5 different hobbies and you can't stick to a single one. I've done it many times. Trust me, I did it with languages. I went from Russian to Portuguese to French, which I stuck with for a little bit. But the why wasn't strong enough. The other 2 was just for fun, because why not? But the why, I bet if that why was like, if my why to learn Russian would be, okay, I'm going to Russia next week. Not next week, I'm going to Russia and I'm going to live there for a whole year. That's a valid reason. So examine yourself before you do stuff. Why am I acting this way? Why, as a matter of fact, why am I not doing certain things? Like, why am I not watching this movie? Why am I not hanging out with my friends? Whichever, fill in the blank. And just make sure that why, if possible, listen, we're humans. We can try our best, and yet sometimes we will fail. But try your absolute best for the foundation to be for Jesus Christ. With everything you build, like this that I'm doing right now, if I don't do whatever this is, this thing that God has given me, and if I don't do it in a strong foundation, which is Jesus Christ, if I don't do it around Him, and instead it would have been around my personal branding about like my life and what I do, which honestly there's nothing wrong with that, but it's the foundation. If the foundation isn't Jesus Christ, at the end of the day, when I die, or when that day comes, which I would have to make a little bit more research on that, but when that day comes, all of my works, and when I die, judgment day will come, and I will be judged on every work, on what was I given and what did I do with it, and why I did it. Because the Lord ultimately looks at our motives more than what we do. Like, you could be going to church just because you're forced to, or just because you want to get it out the way. If I was the Lord, I wouldn't be moved. I would be moved by someone who, yeah, sometimes doesn't feel like going to church, but they love Him. They love me. I'm saying this as if I was, the Lord. If they love me so much, they just love me so much. They just want to be in my presence. They just want to be near me. That's what I mean. So examine yourself. Whatever you do, try to do it with the foundation that it's for Christ. And as always, stay strong.